this is a good one, I feel. This might be PSG Real Madrid, obviously, is a big headliner here, Jimmy, but Inter Milan against Liverpool, it just speaks to me. We just talked to Fabrizio on our weekly episode, and he's going to be there. He feels like the Milano, just the entire city is just getting really excited about Champions League evenings in the knockout stages, and this time around against Liverpool. What do you see?
This is interesting. I'm a big Inter fan. I'm actually even more impressed with what Simone Inzaghi, the manager, has done. You lost Lukaku, lost Hakimi, Antonio Conte leaves. They just won the Scudetto. And now you step in and you take over, and it's been pretty seamless. And Edin Dzeko's come in and been very, very nice. Dumfries, he's been good on the side to kind of replace Hakimi. And they just got Robin Gosens, who, once he's healthy, is going to be a nice addition from Atalanta on the left side. It's going to give him that nice balance. So I like what Inzaghi's done. And even in their game against Napoli this past weekend, they were not good in the first half. But in the second half, they scored very early. Edin Dzeko scored a very good goal. And it seems like, I bring this up because at halftime, something changed. So Inzaghi said something, or he made a tactical adjustment, which made an immediate difference. And that just shows me that this team buys into what their manager says. So there's something about Inzaghi that I really, really like. Now, that said, they're going up against a very good Liverpool team. And Inter have only won 2 out of their last 5 in the league. They got no Nico Barella in this one due to suspension. So Arturo Vidal, I think, is going to slide in. You got to, whatever you think about Vidal, he's still out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
And in their last 5 matches in all comps, Inter Milan only have 1 clean sheet. And that was 2-0 over Roma, who have their own struggles in a lot of different ways. They've also played Atalanta, Milan, and Napoli in their last 6 and won none of those. So they're now facing against an opponent in Liverpool who went down to the San Siro against AC Milan in the group stages and got a result with a team. That was the last group stage game, and they didn't roll out their best players. Now it looks like Mo Salah and Sadio Mane will be available for this. Diogo Jota has scored 5 goals in his last 5 games. The guy's on absolute fire. And it just feels like this Liverpool team are settling into a nice rhythm heading into the back half of the season. So I'm kind of leaning towards Liverpool and what Jurgen Klopp's got going together.
Yeah, for me, the thing that I like about this is that Inter are a completely different proposition to what I thought they would be at the beginning of the season. They're much more formidable, and kudos to Simone Inzaghi for the way that, he has got this squad, to react from the summer loss of Antonio Conte, and the way they've managed to rebuild with some important pieces coming in. Now, for me, I can see Liverpool advancing over the 2 legs, but in this particular leg, I think that Inter are going to make life difficult for Liverpool. I mean, I don't think that Inter will have enough to win the game, but I went for a 1-1 draw in my prediction, and I'm going to stick with that because I think that they'll give themselves a fighting chance going into the second leg. Then I think Liverpool will have too much. But the other thing to bear in mind with Liverpool is their situation in the league where they're playing catch-up at the moment, trying to keep that gap down on Manchester City, which got a bit bigger over the weekend, and then Liverpool are constantly trying to win back that ground. And at some point, I think something is going to give, and it'll either be in the league where Manchester City just pull away and then that's it, or it'll be in the Champions League and there'll be a slight blip. And I think it'll come here in Italy, and I think Inter will come away with the draw. But ultimately, I still expect Liverpool to progress.
Well, Inter Milan have won their last 2 home games in the Champions League, but to Jimmy's point, Liverpool have already played at the San Siro, and they did well with a rotated squad against AC Milan. And actually, they also won the last time before that in Italy when they beat Atalanta in 2020-2021. So going to Italy for Liverpool is not an issue. And of course, beating Burnley this past weekend. Again, Sadio Mane returned. Diogo Jota didn't need to play that many minutes. So this is going to be a different kind of experience. I had it as a 2-2 draw, Jimmy Conrad. I don't think Liverpool will win, but I don't think Inter will.
You know what? I can buy into the draw for. I could buy into the draw for sure. Plus 260, I think, is really good value. And Edin Dzeko has actually scored in his last 3 games against Liverpool. Him to score any times plus 160. Arturo Vidal, and I brought him up a little bit earlier because Nico Barella is such an engine for them and does so many of the thankless things, and he does it very well. And also obviously adds some world-class talent with Barella. But with Vidal coming in, I like him to get a yellow card anytime, plus 275, because we know he likes to dabble in the dark arts of defending. And I think he will be chasing around some of the Liverpool players. I really liked what Liverpool did this past weekend in their game. They just a 1-0 win. It wasn't great, but they still kind of grinded out the result. And I think with the return of Salah and Sadio Mane, even if they don't want to risk Mane because he's still been partying too much from Senegal winning AFCON, which fair, I would be partying too. That's a pretty big deal. They've never won it before. You got Luis Diaz. I thought they made a really good signing with Luis Diaz, who has obviously proven that he can hang in Europe as well. We've seen his talent in previous Champions League iterations. So it's hard. I could see the draw just because of what you guys said about Inter. They know they're going to have to get something out of this to give them a chance at Anfield in leg 2. So for them to drop it would be pretty difficult. But I do actually think the away goals not being counted anymore helps Inter here, because I think Liverpool could put 1 or 2 in, and it might be harder for them to replicate that and to match that in Liverpool. So the draw is really good value. I like it a lot. But if Liverpool won, I wouldn't be surprised. The draw's at plus 255.